All right, let's talk about something we've all been through. The dentist hits you with the news. You've got a cavity. The solution seems so obvious, right? Just get a filling. But what if I told you that filling is just a Band-Aid, and that the real story is the one thing the filling doesn't fix at all?
So, you get the filling, right? You walk out of that office feeling like, whew, dodged a bullet, problem solved. But here's the thing. That's a massive, massive misconception. We've all been conditioned to see a cavity as just a hole in your tooth that needs a patch, but that's not even close to the whole picture.
And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the problem. That filling? It's literally just a patch. It does zip, zero, nada to change the actual environment in your mouth. You know, the bacterial soup that caused the cavity to begin with. The real problem is still there, just brewing.
So you got to reframe the whole thing. We're so focused on the hole in the tooth, the structural thing. But that's not it. The real problem is the ecosystem living in your mouth. It's a bacterial issue, people, not a construction issue. And that fix it and forget it mindset, man, it's just setting you up for a fight you don't even know you're in.
Okay, so here's the bottom line, the real kicker. That shiny new filling, it does not stop new cavities from forming. Not one bit. The bad neighborhood in your mouth is still there. And get this, in about 10 years, odds are you're going to be right back in that chair, getting that same filling replaced with an even bigger one. It's just this frustrating, vicious cycle.
But what if you could just stop the cycle, break out of it? Well, there is a better way, and it all starts before a drill ever touches your tooth. Let's get into what we're calling the pre-filling reboot for adults.
All right, so here's the game plan. Step 1, unless it's a 5-alarm fire in your mouth, just wait. Hit pause on getting that filling. Give yourself, say, 3 to 6 months to completely change the landscape. This means totally revamping your habits, and here's a key piece, using something like xylitol. It's a sugar that the bad bacteria can't eat, so it starves them out and helps the good guys take over. The whole point is to get your mouth healthy first. That way, if you do end up needing that filling, it's going into a good neighborhood where it's actually going to last.
Hey, real quick before we continue. Speaking of getting your mouth's ecosystem on track, if you're digging this info and want to actually do something about it, we've got a game changer for you in the description. It's called Prodentum, and it's the real deal for supporting your mouth's natural balance. Seriously, your future self is going to thank you for checking it out later. Okay, back to it.
Okay, so that's the plan for us adults. But when we start talking about kids, man, it is a whole different ballgame. The stakes get so much higher, and the old school way of doing things can cause some really, really big problems.
I mean, let's just be real for a second. Forcing a little kid to get a filling can be straight up traumatic. We're talking about the kind of thing that can create a lifelong, deep-seated fear of the dentist. A lot of the time, they even have to put them under general anesthesia, which has its own risks. And this is tough to say, but in super rare tragic cases, kids have actually died during these procedures. That is a heavy, heavy price to pay for a baby tooth.
And that is why finding a better way for kids isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential. And the good news is, there's hope. There's a no-drill medical approach that is a complete and total game changer for kids' dentistry.
Just listen to this. No injection is necessary. No drilling is necessary. Wow. I mean, for any parent who has ever had to deal with a terrified kid in a dentist chair, those words are everything. And this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is a real thing that forward-thinking dentists are doing right now.
So, how does it even work? It's actually kind of brilliant in its simplicity. The dentist just paints on a medicine that dries out the decayed part of the tooth, turns it kind of leathery, and then they can just gently scoop it out. No drill. Then they pop in a special filling that's designed to last until that baby tooth falls out on its own. How cool is that?
Okay, so for all the parents listening, this is the key takeaway. If you want to find a dentist who does this kind of no-drill medical treatment, you need to know about this website. It's a nonprofit called modsdental.org. They have a map, and you can find these dentists who are really, truly putting kids first.
So let's kind of wrap this up. Whether you're talking about you, an adult, or we're talking about your kids, the big idea here is exactly the same. You have way more control than you've been led to believe. It's all about shifting your mindset away from just reacting to problems and toward proactively building real health.
I love this analogy. Trying to turn your oral health around, it's like trying to walk up an escalator that's going down. At first, man, it takes a ton of effort. You gotta really hustle. But once you make it to the top, once you've got that healthy environment established, you can finally relax a little. You've won the war.
And that leaves us with one last kind of mind-blowing thought. We always talk about cavities like they're this inevitable path to decay, a one-way street. But what if that's just not true? What if your body, given the right environment, the right support, already knows how to heal itself? Just something to chew on.